lord. Didn't even realize I was gonna... Oh. Dang. I didn't know all the community stuff would be coming... this soon. It's funny. Well, it seems like my audio's working. I'm going to turn that down just because I don't want to hear myself while I'm trying to record this. What's up, guys, gals, and ghouls? This is just an impromptu stream that I'm doing. I know I haven't been on here in a long time. TLDR, I was talking to a good buddy of mine, a brother, if you will. I mean, he's honestly my adoptive brother. I was talking to him about Sea of Thieves while we were talking games earlier, and he had never played it. And I was like, well, shoot, I just might stream later on so you can take a look. So right now we are just doing Safer Seas, which is the, as most everybody who's actually played this game would know, is the newbie-centered game mode. It allows you to learn the ropes of everything and get acclimated to it without being overwhelmed by the PvP aspect of things. Yeah, so I'm basically just going to be messing around with basic controls and stuff, and just a real chill stream tonight. Not doing anything crazy in particular. Obviously, we're not on high seas, the main game mode, so it's not like we're going to be accosted by any players, so no big deals there. Ooh, that is worrisome. I am starting to notice discoloration in my screen. That's bothersome. I mean, the TV's lasted this long. It's an old TV. I say old, but it's like circa 2014, 2015 maybe. So it's definitely not a new TV and probably should be replaced pretty soon, but it serves a purpose for now. Yeah, this is what Sea of Thieves is like. We landed on, what is this, Daggertooth? Yeah, this is Daggertooth Outpost. So whenever you first join, you spawn into a random outpost. And what the outposts are is they're kind of like player hubs where you can meet with different vendors, you can sell things that you've collected across the Sea of Thieves, you can vote to be an emissary, meaning you can sail for these particular factions and get extra money for doing things that pertain to that particular faction. Like the Hunter's Call shop is exclusively like fishing or hunting endemic wildlife, and that can be anything from things that naturally occur on islands to all the way on up to megalodons and krakens. So they're the, as you can tell, Hunter's Call shop. It's a fun little board there. But yeah, you can collect parts from different creatures and cook them and bring them here, because if you cook them, you get more money. And you just turn them into one of these fine representatives here. And of course, you get a number of different things for what you do for them. You can earn liveries for your ship. You can earn items that you can use yourself on your pirate. Just a number of things. So, oh, and you can pick up resources like the Hunter's Call. They supply only one thing, and it's a bait crate. It's just a box full of like lures to use for fishing and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. Like the Merchants Guild, They deal with like moving products such as rum, plants, fabrics, stuff like that. Um, you can also collect certain boxes from them, like where is it? Like they have a number of different boxes. You can get a cannonball crate. Usually comes with a bunch of cannonballs, fruit, storage. Storage crates are like gold around here. Like if you can get a storage crate, you can just grab all the resources from an island that you land on, stuff them straight into your ship, and then you've already restocked. It's great. You can find them all over the islands too. You don't necessarily have to buy them here. And if you find them, like specifically, not so much storage crates, but like these other ones, like cannonball and fruit crates, if you find them on the islands, they're usually like half empty. You fill them, you bring them back to here, and you can sell them for gold. So it's kind of nice. Um, yeah. Again, there's several different factions. There's the Merchants Guild, the Hunters Call, that's the shipwright, so that's not a faction. We'll go to Gold Hoarders over here. The Gold Hoarders, which they deal like exclusively in like quests to find gold and jewels and other, valuable items of monetary value per se. And then the Order of Souls, which is kind of your witchy aesthetic. They send you on quests to hunt down skeleton crews and collect their skulls and bring them back here, of course. So, and those are always fun. But yeah, you start in the tavern. That's kind of the spawning point when you first start the game. You can talk to this gal. Her name's Larina, I guess. She doesn't really have a whole lot in stock, especially if you're a brand new player. Like, all of this stuff is locked on Safer Seas. It's usually for people that are grinding levels, like, in the higher end of things. Which, Safer Seas, they changed it. Originally, you had, like, a 30% reduction in exchange rate from things that you would bring in. But they changed that to, you still have the same, you'll still receive the same value of gold for turning in treasures in Safer Seas, but you are capped out at level 25 on any of your reputations. And seeing as how if I can get to my log, where's my reputation? Here we go. See, like, the majority of my commendations are already above 25, so all of them are locked. So I'm not gaining any reputation on Safer Seas. Except for these. These are exclusively things that, can only be on higher seas, because it pertains to, like, PvP stuff. But, yeah. Tall Tales. Tall Tales are really fun. That's, like, actual story-driven quest missions. I would recommend doing those on Safer Seas, just because if you try to do them on high seas, people can try to mess with you, and it's not as fun. But I mean, if that's what floats your goat, I mean, go wild. But for us less than PvP oriented people, it's probably better to do those in Safer Seas. Bilge rats. There's all sorts of different. Again, it's missions you can go on to collect certain things. There's so much to do in this game, and again, it's mostly because it's been out for so long. But yeah, as you saw me do at the start of the video, you can collect gear, supplies from these barrels. There's certain crates around here that you can pick stuff up too. You have your food items, which are what restores your health when you take damage. It's mostly fruit, but again, with the Hunter's Call, you can also hunt like animals. Usually, it's pigs, chickens, and snakes that appear regularly on various islands that you can hunt, and whatever they drop, it's usually it's a pork chop, obviously, for pigs. It's a drumstick for chickens, and then it's just kind of a cross section of the snake body for snakes. Yeah, you can cook those up and you can eat those to restore a lot of health, or you can just turn them into the hunter's call to get money for it. The little worms, like leeches, earthworms, and grubs are the other one. Those are your bait for fishing. Don't eat those. Just don't. You have different types of cannonballs. You've got your regular cannonballs. You got your chain shot that exclusively does good damage against masts, wheels, like your helm, and then capstans for your anchors. Like those do the most damage to those things. They just added scatter shot, which I mean, as you can read, it's breaks up into four when fired, dealing a wider reach of multiple smaller impacts. I haven't really had the opportunity to use them yet, but I mean, if you're close, they don't sail nearly as far. But if you're close enough to a ship, like you're broadside of them, then they'll probably do a decent amount of damage. Um, oh, and cursed cannonballs. Cursed cannonballs have a wide variety of different effects. Like Peace Ball, it disables the enemy's cannons if it hits. So like the all their cannons will just tilt towards the sky and they'll be locked out for a certain amount of time. They won't be able to move them or use them against you for that period of time. There's another one called a jig ball. You'll just start dancing uncontrollably on your ship, and you won't be able to do anything else until it stops. You've got throwables like your fire bombs, light stuff on fire, uh, wood planks to help repair your ship when it takes damage, and so on and so forth. They added traps. I mean, again, I haven't had a chance to use a lot of the new stuff, but traps are good for, I guess, surprise attacks or hunting things, I guess. Uh, that is not what I picked. Myrrh fruit. So I won't explain much about this one because it's easier to show. But yeah, that's a new fruit that they added. Blunder bombs. It's less damaging than fire bombs, but if thrown at the ground or at a pirate, it will send them flying. So that's kind of fun. Oh, and the big skull cloud. That must be a fort that's ready out there. But yeah, oh yeah, there's pirate forts. You can go fight hordes of skeletal pirates. Get a bunch of stuff. There's those grubs that I was talking about. There's another faction, the aristocrats. The sovereigns rather. They will accept pretty much everything that the other three will ask for. I think it's at reduced gold, since you can just drive on up here and then unload all in one place. I think it's a little reduction in gold, but I don't think it's too terribly much. But yeah, and then you just hop in your ship whenever you've finished getting your supplies, and you sail the sea. Now, I'm not going to do a whole lot of prep, just because, again, this is going to be a very chill stream, and whatever happens just happens. I'm not going to... It's not my chartered ship. Like, not my purchase ship. In higher seas, you can actually purchase ships and dress them up how you want, customize them, name them. You can actually name your own ship, which is a fairly new feature. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, you can come over here, and even though this is a chartered ship, none of this will save. It'll be on for the duration of the game, but you can change your figurehead. That's the word. Oh, and my brother will enjoy this one. we're gonna go with the Spartan theme tonight, just for him. I'm sure he'll enjoy that. Let's see. Yeah, not to delve too much into our history, but me and my brother, we had quite the camaraderie in high school, and we would come home after school and then subsequently after work and just play Halo all the time together. So that was definitely some fond memories. So Halo was kind of my first big social game. There it is. And the Spartan flag. Can't forget that. Okay, but yeah, you can edit your figurehead, your hull, your sails, the helm, the wheel, your cannons, cannon flares. Even I only had the standard cannon flare for the longest time, but apparently part of the community weekend, I mean, I got a cool one, as part of that, a little freebie. But a lot of these you either have to pay, unfortunately, real world money, or a lot of these you earn just by turning stuff in and doing tall tales even. But the Spartan stuff, yeah, that was definitely something that was a paid cosmetic, but it was worth it. I enjoy it. So, anyway, we've got all that on there. I can't change the decorations. The decorations are stuff that's like inside, like chandeliers, curtains. Those are only featured on galleons because they don't show up on the smaller ships. Crests. Those are something that appear. It usually displays your ship's name. Beds. You can change how your bed looks. The rugs, so on and so forth. Captain's logbook, stuff like that. Ship's banner, ship's title. The decorations is a lot of like. Where's the trinkets? I guess it won't show the trinkets. There's another one that's usually on high seas, but apparently not on safer seas. But yeah, you can customize like little trinkets and stuff that are inside of your ship as well. But we're just gonna go ahead and start sailing because why not? I doubt I'm gonna get attacked by anything prior to really getting out there, so bear with me for just a second. I am horribly OCD about this. Like, I blame Maeve a little bit for this because she instilled in me that we have to have things organized in a certain way, and I guess I get it. It's important, like especially in high seas, because you want to make sure that everything's like accessible quickly. Which again, dang it, my layout's probably not quite to her liking here. I'm sure I'll hear about it later after she watches the stream. Because I usually put my cannonballs up top, and then I put my throwables and my fireworks, because you can actually shoot fireworks as well. I put those in the bottom. Anything that's like not like an emergency item that I need to just readily grab and just get on a cannon, I put in the bottom. So, you've got your weapons, of course. There's a number of different new weapons now. Your sword, obviously. Your cutlass. Again, he's gonna love this one because that one's new. Yeah. Gotta love the Sangheili blade. Where's the other ones we got? Yep, the plasma pistol. That's another fun one. Where? Oh, yep. That's one there. I'm gonna go with plasma rifle. Actually, no, that's the needle rifle, I think. That's not the plasma rifle. And I don't have any of that was just for those 4 categories is what those weapons were. But they added double barrel pistols, throwing knives, which are interesting. I haven't really used either of those. The grapple gun is fun. Like, you can actually grapple onto things and it will tug you towards it. If it's like you're shooting at a tree up above, you can grapple towards that. So it's a grapple gun. Oh, and a blowpipe. I haven't used the blowpipe at all. I guess it's for, dealing all kinds of damage without being immediately, like, noticed. Because it's not noisy or anything like that. But anyway, Your quest table, of course, is where you will decide on if you're going on a quest or not, obviously. Your map table shows you everything that's going on. It'll usually only show your ship unless other people are running either certain emissaries or Reaper ships. Which, if you're running a Reaper ship, you're visible to everybody. You zoom in, you start to see the names of all the islands. We are at Daggertooth Outpost right now. I want to go to... I'm just going to go to my favorite fishing hideaway. And we'll just go to Mermaid's Hideaway. That's a fair distance here. So usually what you have to do is, if you're not familiar with how sailing in this game works, I would almost make like a trail for you to follow, because especially if you're like super far away from where you're wanting to go. Me, myself, I know where I'm headed, virtually. Sometimes I'll have to make adjustments and correct myself if I get too far off course, but your lanterns, of course, you can turn on and off. You can actually change colors on them, and I'll show that more in a minute. You've got harpoon guns on the front. These can be used to tow your ship. Like, you can actually scoot your ship along a little bit with it. Or if you're sailing and you latch onto like a rock, it can actually cause you to do a turn, like an abrupt turn, like if you're being pursued or something, which is super fun. The bell. Of course, here is your capstan for your anchor. I don't have the sails down yet, so I can go ahead and pull up the anchor. Now, the bigger the ship, the longer this thing will take, and it'll take multiple people to do it quickly. The more people you have raising the anchor, obviously, the faster it's going to go. Now, here's the helm, of course. Operates just as a helm would. You've got your compass right here to help with your navigation. And you have your sail length adjuster, which I don't want to go too far, so I'm not going to unfurl the sails complete yet. But you also, if you notice the lines coming off of the, the sky, you can adjust your sail direction to better catch the wind, which will obviously allow your ship to go faster. It's not completely accurate to sailing because you will still move forward if you drop the sails, even if the wind is, as you can see, coming directly at you. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get a drink. Nobody's in chat. Okay, that's fine. Now, crow's nest. Climb up to the crow's nest. This is a sloop, by the way. A sloop is a 1 to 2 man ship. It's the only ship that you can sail solo. If you want to sail any of the bigger ships, you have to have more than one crew member. Brigs are from 2 to 3 people, and galleys are 3 to 4. Actually, you know what? I think galleys might be 2 to 4. I don't know. I haven't sailed a galley in a long time, but yeah, it's either 2 to 4 or 3 to 4. But for a galley, you almost want to have 3 at the very least. Again, if it's 3 to 4, then obviously it's bare minimum. But I mean, a fully staffed galley is most recommended because galleys are slower, they're harder to stop. They've got multiple sails, obviously, that you have to take care of. The anchor is ridiculously heavy if you don't have, like, all people pulling it up at the same time. It's just bulky. You want a full crew for that. You can change your flags up here, of course. If you're on high seas, you can offer up an alliance. If people see that flag, they can choose to join you. And if you're in an alliance, they can see you on the map at all times, and you share profits. Like, you don't have to be right next to them to sell. If you go to an island far away and start selling your goods, they will still get a cut. It's not going to diminish your cut. It's just going to give them a little boost as well. So it's nice, but some of the PvPers like to take advantage of people with alliance flags. But it's neither here nor there. It's part of the game. It's piracy. Uh, I just wanted to get a close up of the figurehead because it was fun. It's not directly like, you know, Mjolnir armor, but it was kind of they tried to make it as close to like pirate themed as Master Chief can get. Oh yeah, and the Sangheili skull with the crossed swords. Yeah, yeah. Under the Sea is just as cool. Like it's very detailed until you get like to the deeper areas, and then obviously you're not going to see the bottom. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Not to mention like just the wave generation in this game is pretty crazy. It is prone to bugs, so who knows? We may end up having a big bug, and they're really fun to watch. Hilarious at times, the way the bugs work. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and sell you, sneaky punk. Yeah, if you're in the water for too long, sharks will try to get you. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy out to show you another feature. See, he'll disappear, but he will drop. Eat this banana. So you can only carry so much food, which is something I wish they would update. But yeah, they will drop meat that you can take below to your lower decks. This is the lower deck. There's your bed. There's your grog. You can drink grog. It's funny. But yeah, you can cook stuff. And again, I highly recommend cooking things because if you cook it before you turn it in, you definitely get more money for it. Additionally, I mean, cooked food obviously won't make you sick, because you'll get sick if you eat raw meat. But yeah, you cook the meat and it'll give you more health replenished. Usually takes a while. Depends on what type of meat will take the quickest or the longest. Like big things like trophy fish or megalodon pieces or kraken pieces, those usually will take the longest. I don't want to leave this unattended, because if you leave it unattended, it will burn, and if you leave it long enough, it will catch fire, and your ship will catch fire. So you don't want to do that. So if you're going to cook something, and you're not sure how long it usually takes, just stay with it. Wait till it's done. It'll usually turn like this kind of marbly color that you're seeing here. And that's usually how you can tell it's done. It's a little bit of trial and error if you're just getting started, but yeah. I know it's... in the real world, it's not really sanitary, but I put the meat down on the bottom barrel, because I don't put it up here with the fruit. But it also goes with the bait, because unfortunately they don't have a separate barrel for bait. I really feel like this barrel right here that's not doing anything should just be a bait barrel. Like, it's its own thing. The vanity chest, you can change up a lot of things, like, I'm going to go ahead and put a big beard on my guy tonight, because I'm a bearded dude. Yeah, all kinds of crazy haircuts and stuff you can put on them. I usually have mine with no hair because, duh, I have a shaved head. Hair colors, you can do natural colors, you can do unnatural colors. It really just depends on what you bought. Like, I don't have a whole lot of unnatural colors just because I don't usually like to use them much. But, like, there's pink, green, orange. And I'm not talking like natural orange. I'm talking about like bright in your face orange. Purple, blue, obviously. I don't have any masks. You can have eye patches, as you can see from my guy. Right now I've got the Pirate Legend eye patch on him, which I got from obviously ranking up far enough. One of my favorite ones that I sometimes like to wear is this one. And that was what I literally got from day one, being on here the absolute first day it came out. Not a lot of players that still regularly play, I would say, have that one. I mean, I don't know. But I'm using the legendary one right now. Same with my hook and my peg leg. Again, you don't have to have a peg leg. You can have both hands, both legs. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, so that's a fun feature. And there's all kinds of different cosmetics that, again, you can either earn in game or you can buy. Titles you have to earn. It's from doing who knows what, like skeleton exploder, literally just shooting powder kegs and blowing up skeletons. Like I've gotten so many of those that I've turned it legendary. Tattoos, that's one that you usually have to earn those, but there are some I think that you can purchase. Uh, I'm not putting a. I'm superstitious to a fault. I'm not putting the Kraken one on. Scars. I only just recently got the scars, which it's kind of hard to tell from here, but it looks like things have taken chunks out of me. Makeup, if you want to wear it, like I usually put on like skull makeup and stuff like that when I want to, lean into my name and everything, my handle. You have emotes, all kinds of dances and stuff like that. Um, you can again earn these either in game or most of them you have to buy, but every now and again they will actually provide like ones free of charge. Yeah, I do like the dice roll ones; those are fun. Oh, and you can actually hide in disguises, which you can't. It doesn't show the preview there, but it's fun. Your equipment, you come equipped with a banjo, a bucket, a compass, a concertina, a drum, a fishing rod, a hurdy-gurdy, a lantern, a pocket watch, a shovel, a speaking trumpet, a spyglass, and your tankard, of course. Um, some of these are self-explanatory, some of them are not. Like the musical instruments, you all come with the standard set. So you can use whatever instrument you want to do shanties. I don't have a legendary one on that one already. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just put this one on. Put my gold hoarders. Gold hoarders on. Oh, there's my legendary. I'm just putting all my legendary crap on. Fishing rod, obviously self-explanatory. Hurdy-gurdy is another instrument, obviously, if you've never heard of one. It's one of my favorite instruments. Lantern, obviously, to either signal people or to... there's a number of different features. You can light stuff on fire, you can signal people, it makes it easier to see in the dark, stuff of that nature. Yeah. This was a rare one that I love to use because it was from a limited time event, but I'm not going to use it right now. I'm actually going to use my... you know what? I'm just going to keep my frog lantern. He's cute. Pocket watch. These come more in handy for like... Huh? Oh. Maeve's apparently in chat. Come trade for cookies. I'll do that in a second. Hang on. Okay. But yeah, your pocket watch is mostly for like merchant guild quests because a lot of them you have to get to certain islands in a certain amount of time. So you have to pay attention to what time it is and what day it is. Shovels, obviously, you dig around in the dirt for buried treasure. Go figure. But yeah. What was I gonna put on that one? It's fine. Speaking trumpets. A lot of people that are like, okay, what the hell is a speaking trumpet? if you're not in a Xbox party with someone, and someone rolls up on you, you can switch over to game chat and use this, and they will hear you like a proximity chat, or conversely, like the speaking trumpet, it'll make it to where you get heard farther away. There, I'll put that one on. Spyglass, again, self-explanatory. If you don't know how to use a spyglass, I really don't know how to help you. I'll put the obsidian one on. That was a pretty rare one. I swear I'm not just trying to flex. Tankards. So I did say that you can drink grog, and depending on how much grog you've had, well, you can kind of wager how that is usually handled. I'm actually going to do that now, just so I can prove a point. I have my Shamrock Tankard. Yeah, you can... Hey! And then you can have a little bit, and you get a little tipsy, or you can do like a lot of us do and just drain the whole thing. And you start to really weave around. You'll start to hiccup and burp and everything. And you can come over and refill it here. So like I just refilled it. It starts to get hard to control your character. Like, it gets really wobbly. So if you do have problems with motion sickness and stuff, I would avoid the grog. just avoid it. If you drink too much, you will start vomiting everywhere, and it's just gross. It's funny, but it's gross. Oh my god. Oh, it was my fault. Oh, that crest that you're seeing right there, that's usually where the name of the ship would go in high seas, if you have a crest unlocked. Good lord. Anyway. Clothing. Yeah, we'll just go into the clothing until the grog wears off. You have costumes, which will change your entire outfit, and sometimes will even change your face. Like, for example, the Dark Warsmith, it turns you into a skeletal pirate captain. There's two different versions, one with the beard, one without. The Hunter's Call, that's a new one. You can dress up if you're going to be running as an emissary for the Hunter Call. That's a fun one. The Reaper Bones is an interesting... that's another faction. The Reapers exclusively target other players. It's the PvP faction. It's what you fly under if you want to go and attack other players and steal their stuff. And if you attack emissaries that are flying the flag for a different faction and take their flag off their ship, you can take it to Reaper's hideout and sell it to the Reapers for a lot of gold. Athena's Fortune, that's you get that from being a pirate legend and a bunch of other stuff. Merchant Alliance, Order of Souls, so on and so forth. Hats, shirts, gloves. You can get rings if you get high enough in certain factions. Pirate jacket. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and just again. Gonna go full. I said I wasn't trying to flex, but I do like the legendary set. It is cool. Don't have a legendary shirt, so I'm just gonna put on. I don't know. See, this is this is half the problem because I get stuck on trying to just put stuff on, and it's just like, what do I want to wear? Yeah, I mean the legendary jacket kind of covers everything up anyway, so the shirt wasn't really that important. Legendary belt, legendary trousers, legendary boots. And legendary underwear. No, just purple. Yeah. So now that I'm kitted out, you also need a companion with you. And They have a number of different pets you can get from the cash shop. Um, they've got cats, dogs, parrots, monkeys. They added owls, foxes, and now boars. You can have a boar. So I don't have a whole lot because again they are real money, but like the fox is fairly new, and certain ones like the older ones that have been around for a while, they can. Certain ones have outfits you can put on them, like uh, uh, just, I apologize to anybody who sees this stream that might have diabetes. I promise this was a well-intended joke. But if anybody remembers, I think he was advertising for the Liberty Mutual or something like that a long time ago, or maybe it was Liberty Medical, and it was the dude with the mustache that got on the commercial and just went diabetes, and it's just the mustache on the cat. It's just I can't. Yeah, it's a dumb joke, but anyway. So like they come with certain outfits that you can get for him. He comes with one that's matching mine with the even the little hook hand, poor little thing, the hook hand. You can pet him and give him scritches and stuff like that. The controller with when you pet the cats, the controller actually vibrates like it's purring. So you can put him up here on his perch while we're sailing. They'll react to like fighting, like they'll freak out if gunfire's going off or if people are fighting. And they will also react to music. In fact, I will go ahead and... Oh, how appropriate. It's the birthday song. It's actually the seventh anniversary of Sea of Thieves this month, so they added the happy birthday song to the list of shanties you can perform. You can actually change which one and specifically pick... Like, yeah, we're going to go with this one. There you go. He only has one dance, but he will dance whenever you do shanties. It's a lot cooler when you have multiple people because they can pick different instruments, and as long as one person starts, they will have the melody, and everybody else will harmonize with them. It's a really cool system, but there's a number of different shanties, as you could tell. So, quite a few. Yeah, that's basically all there is to show on the ship. Oh, your water bucket, if for whatever reason you get fire, like you catch on fire, you can take water from this water bucket that has a pump. You can splash it on the fire. Again, it will give you water that you fill up with. Just pick it back up with your bucket and toss it off the ship. If you run out of water, just pump it. It brings more in there. Don't mind the rats. That's a different edition. You can't actually turn the rats off if you have phobias about rodents. Usually your trinkets would go like here and along the walls and stuff. I'll probably stream another time. You can actually see all my trinkets and stuff on my ship. But I am going to pause the stream just temporarily so I can go upstairs real quick because Maeve was wanting my attention. But give me just 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Okay. So I showed you everything on the ship. And again, the layout's going to depend on the ship. Like, this is just a sloop. Teeny tiny, real simple layout. But yeah. So, oh, I forgot to put the wood away. Your wood barrel is here again. That's where all your wood goes. Haha. If you get a hole in your ship from cannon fire or whatever, you have to patch it up or your ship will fill with water. And if your ship fills with water, you scoop it up with your bucket and you bail it out. Now, again, more holes, the faster up the water will fill up, for obvious reasons. So, somebody has to stay on top of fixing things while somebody has to bail. And again, depending on the severity, I would prioritize that over attacking. Doesn't help when your controller decides to goof up on you. Now, I would almost prioritize repairing your ship over combat, but in high seas, people will try to board your ship from your ladder. Whichever side that is on this damn thing. Oh yeah. So they will try to board, and they can attack you. They can lower your anchor. Like, if they run up here and just grab your anchor, they can just lower your anchor and you will stop right then and there. And then to get going again, if you're trying to get away from them, somebody has to raise your anchor. Like, it's so complex, the combat system. Well, I mean, it's complex, but it's simple at the same time. So it takes a rhythm to get used to. So yes, if you are not a PvPer and want to get used to the game, Safer Seas is definitely the way to go. Now that we are ready to set sail, I need to make sure to get my bearings here. I need to go southwest to get where we're going. So we are going to go ahead and your ship will deviate if left in one place without the anchor lowered. So it will turn on its own eventually and get moved by the waves and stuff. Now, you don't have to stay at the wheel the whole time. Like, you can, obviously, like a ship, you can run around. You can stand over here on the bow and everything. I am going to show off one trick since I'm in open water real quick. That mer fruit I was talking about. So mermaids have one of two speeds in this game. Either they help you or they attack you. The ones that help you, they help you by, say for example, you're standing around here, you're goofing off, you're singing a shanty or let's see, doing a little jig. Doing a little jig here, something happens, you get hit by a cannonball, your controller dies or twitches or whatever, and you fall off the ship. Now, your ship's still going. You know, your ship's still going, and you're like, well, I can't catch up to it because it's at full sail. So what do? You know, trick is, the best way is to swim the opposite direction and then look for smoke. As soon as you find the smoke, that's a mermaid. The mermaid will actually warp you back to your ship. Well, I mean, they will swim you back to your ship, but... And then you just pop right back up in your ship. And again, how fast you pop up in your ship really depends on your connection speed. Now, in the case of the merfruit typically operates like normal fruit. It restores your health and stuff like that. But if you cook it, it becomes enchanted, and it will actually make the mermaids not show up for you. There's a number of different reasons why this is strategically a good idea. Say, for example, you have some treasure that you are hoarding on your ship, and you're being pursued. If you can be sneaky enough about it, you can have one of your crewmates grab the treasure and jump off onto that island and hide. The problem is that if your crew member is away from the ship long enough a mermaid will pop up on the side of the island so they can warp back to the ship. The pursuers might see that mermaid and go, hey, somebody must have jumped off their ship, there's a mermaid here, and then they'll stop and go after you. Which, if you jumped off with treasure to hide, that's not really going to work out in your favor. Especially if, like, there's a multi-crew and you jumped off by yourself. Unless you're just, like, a really good PvPer. But, as you can see, our ship's moving. There's a little line from where we started. That's always fun. Looks like we're headed towards Reaper's hideout. I'm going to go ahead and drive around Reaper's hideout just because it's fun. We left what's the region referred to as the Wilds. I'm sure you saw the water change colors and stuff. We are now in the region known as the Shores of Plenty. The water is a different color. It's a lot brighter. Sky's a lot brighter. And it's generally just a more cheerful atmosphere, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, you can pop a squat here on the edge of your ship if you're coordinated not to fall off. Sometimes when you are sailing, you will find things in the water, like barrels will spawn in, there'll be treasure in the water. If you want to, like, if you want to catch that stuff, I would hit the anchor just so you don't go sailing on past it, and then grab your harpoon gun, and you can pick all that stuff up, and it will bring it onto the deck of the ship. Like, see? Right there. I'm not going to stop for all of it, but yeah, you can just pick up a barrel, and you can just grab whatever's in the barrel, and if you're done with whatever's there, you can just drop the barrel. And I mean, I know there was still some stuff in that barrel. There was just a couple of bananas, but bananas are... they provide the smallest amount of health. So it goes bananas, coconuts, pomegranates, mangoes, and pineapples. And I'm not sure where myrrh fruit lands among that, but it's somewhere in there. Pineapples are the strongest. As you can see, we're getting closer to some different islands here. Some of the things you see, like that's not an island, it's just a massive rock that's made as an obstacle. But yeah, we're heading straight for Reaper's hideout, so. Now, Reaper's hideout is meant to look creepy, so the closer you get to it, the sky will change, the water will change again, you know. It's meant to, see, there it goes. It's meant to be a creepy place of foreboding. Now, ideally, when you're coming up on an island like this, you don't want to be coming at it like full sail. You want to raise the sail up a little bit so you go slower. Because if you don't, you're going to ram right in the island. And if you ram right in the island, you will take damage. I'm going to go ahead and raise it up all the way, so we can just coast in here. And I can jump off and show you Reaper hideout, because it's pretty cool looking. Now, again, say you did what I did, and you didn't really line up too well with the dock, which ironically I think we're going to line up just about perfectly with it. But say you're just short. You can latch onto it and pull the ship a little further up. Now, it's probably going to scrape now that I did that. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it bumped, but didn't bump hard enough to do damage. But yeah, if you hit rocks underneath you, like shallows, or you hit up against something like that, hit it hard enough and it will cause damage to your ship. Now, it didn't cause damage here, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Ooh, ammo crates. So ammo crates are fun to have, especially if you're looking to do like PvP or do a fort, because it's portable ammo. You can literally just set it either on the deck of your ship or on an island, and then whenever you know, fire your gun, you can just reload. I'm not going to waste it, but it's not like I'm going to need it either. But yeah, all kinds of crates can just randomly pop up on here. Yeah, Reaper's hideout is fun and crazy, and the music changes. Yeah, the Reapers are the minions of Captain Flameheart, who is a big-time antagonist in the Sea of Thieves. He wants to enslave the Sea of Thieves to do his bidding. And that's a very rough, quick description of it, but yeah, there's a lot of lore to the game. The Servant of the Flame is the emissary of... Yeah, we know you're creepy. But yeah, you can sail for them, and you can get cosmetics for both you and your ship based on the number of times that you've sailed for them and how many ships you've taken down. But that's Reaper's Hideout. And again, there's a lot of unique islands. It's not just random islands out here. Like there's forts, there's ports, there's little itty bitty shops. Just islands that are tiny little shops. Like, let's see. Now, I was gonna see if there was. Oh, there's a seaport, but we'll be doubling back. Yeah, why not? Itty bitty little island, if you can call it that, and it's basically just like little shops where you can grab some stuff that at a discount, or what is that? Yeah, you start seeing glowing stuff on there, which I did not stop fast enough. Well, you get to see the damage. Yes, I know. Give me a second. Yeah, you got to be careful just leaving a port like that full sail, because you have no idea what's going to happen. Like if you're got shallows in your way or not. Obviously, you can see I've taken on some damage. And it will usually pop up like this. It'll be a hole anywhere along the hull, all the way up to even back here behind the table and stuff like that. It's not a big one, but as you can see, it's still filling up with water pretty quickly, so you want to repair that as quickly as possible, and then get the water out of your ship. Now that it's repaired, we're not in any danger. I can go ahead and jump off to this little spit of island. And run over here and find this. It's a golden reliquary, which you can trade to either the Reapers or to the gold hoarders. Again, there's all kinds of stuff that can pop up on these random things. Rowboats are good to grab too, because, say for example, you don't want to leave your ship directly against an island, just in case you need to make your crew needs to make a quick getaway. You can take a rowboat out and just go to an island to explore and pick up stuff. They all come with built-in chests, like that have supplies and stuff. Like, see, that has quite a bit, which is good because I didn't have a whole lot of wood, and stuff can hit the fan really fast here. So you want to make sure you have a lot of wooden planks handy. But yeah, you pick up treasure, you put it somewhere in the ship. Usually you don't want it like on top of the deck because it's easily visible to other players, because it'll shine like it did on the island when we passed it. Come on now. And I'm kind of regretting not getting that storage chest, because the storage chest I would have been able to grab everything out of here real quick, but now since I don't have the storage chest, it's just kind of one at a time, which I'm not going to bother to unload it. like it's not like it's gonna fall off there unless I get hit by something, and I'm not planning on getting hit. So, all right, so we need to go pretty much north. So let's not make the same mistake we did before and only do a little bit of sail. Oh, right. Again, obviously, you're not going to go anywhere unless your anchor is raised. Now, see if I can navigate out of here without hitting anything else. Oh, jeez, there's something else there. If you're adept at this, you can get good at just plucking things off of the shore. It doesn't always work. There's probably a message in the bottle. I'm not too worried about it. But, yeah, you start getting good at that, you can really get good at just plucking things off on the fly. Need to adjust course just a hair to the northwest around this rock. Now that we are away from the island, I can board sail into it. Usually in the smaller the sloop, you can kind of see under the sail at full sail, so it's not that big a deal. But galleons, it will become harder for you to see underneath the sails, especially like at full sail. So sometimes you have to have a crew member be towards the front of the ship and can give you a heads up if you're approaching something so you can turn. Like, you can already tell my visibility's a little reduced from that. Oh, no. I was hoping not to run into anything like that. Hoping I'm not close enough to start it up, but there is a good chance that... Yeah, no, they are spawning. I'm not going to go to that seaport. Sorry. So... I don't even want to put my spyglass out. That is a ghost fleet. And if you get in the middle of a ghost fleet, you will have to fight them. And they are not pleasant to fight, especially if you're solo slooping like me. Oh yeah, if you take out your spyglass, certain places will shine with lights, like mostly outposts and such, but you will be able to see them from a distance if there's like vendors and people there to go talk to. As you can see, there's a day-night cycle. The nights are definitely shorter than the days. And it will change a few things, namely like what types of fish you can catch, which it doesn't change it by that much. Like, most fish are available both day and night. It's just there are only certain ones that come out at night, and they glow, which is really cool. Yeah. Sea of Thieves in a nutshell. There's a lot of sailing involved, and it's a lot of fun. But again, clearly it's not 100% accurate to sailing, obviously. but it's still a lot of fun. And there are a lot of aspects of actual sailing that you can enjoy here, too. What is it, diabetes? Yeah. Now, in high seas, you would have to like keep a weather eye on the horizon to make sure that you don't see other ships in the area, because there are both player ships and non-player ships. And the non-player ships are usually skelly ships, which means that it's crewed by skeletons and they will attack you if you get too close. Usually they're not too difficult. I would not recommend taking on a skelly galleon without some experience, but they're not too hard. So yeah, you can see I have to keep adjusting a little bit. Now, I can definitely be a little bit more lackadaisical sailing like this because, again, there are no player ships, so I don't have to worry about that. But you have to come back to the wheel every now and again because the waves will push you a little off course, even if you've got the wheel at the neutral position. It will still deviate from left to right. It won't go perfectly straight. Now, if you want to go a little faster, you might be able to get the wind. Yeah, the wind's a little off, but if you can turn at just the right angle, you can... Oh, please tell me there's not a powder keg in there. Oh, there's not. Usually, again, I would stop for items like that, but I'm just doing a chill stream to explain things right now. Yeah. I will say it is pretty relaxing whenever things don't bother you. There are two things other than skeleton ships that you have to worry about, though, while sailing out here. And that is krakens and megalodons. If you encounter a kraken, the entire sea around you will turn black, just like kraken ink. It will happen suddenly, your ship will slow down to almost a stop, and giant kraken arms will come sprouting up from random places around you. They will either do one of a few different things. Actually, they will do many different things. They will either stand there menacingly staring at you, or they can wrap around the ship. They can hit the ship. And in a weird twist, they can, for lack of a better term, they can hoover you up like a vacuum and suck you up into the tentacle and hold you there. And you'll be stuck there unless someone shoots the tentacle and gets it to release you. It is poisonous, venomous, rather. So while you're up there, you will take damage. And if you fall into the black water, you will also take incremental damage. So you don't want to stay in that water for too long. We are way off course. Okay. Oh yeah, and you don't want to go too far off the edge of the map, or the entire sea will turn red. And if you keep sailing past the edge, eventually your ship will start to take damage and you will just sink. So it is not recommended to go beyond the edge of the map, although there are strategic reasons and story reasons sometimes where you will have to go past the edge of the map to survive. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We are coming up on one of my favorite little... No, not you. Favorite little islands to chill on, because again, it's the edge of the map, so not many people go that direction. So you can just tuck right on in here, in this little alcove, and for the most part be relatively hidden, and then you can get off onto the island and fish. It's one of my favorite little fishing spots, because you're relatively undisturbed that way. But again, as you get close to a spot you want to stop at, you reduce the sail to just a sliver, and your speed will slowly decelerate till you're roughly about where you want to be, and I got too close to the shallows again. Well, that's fine. Again, sometimes I misjudge the distance, and that's what the wood's for. Alright, then again, we've slowly come to a relative stop. Now, in high seas, I would just leave it like this and not lower your anchor, so that if, in the event another ship rolls up on you, you can just jump back on board, launch full sail, and take off. But we're on safer seas, so I can just do this so my ship doesn't spin and turn and do all kinds of funky things. Now, again, you can mark the islands that you want to go to, or unmark them. And now that we are here, I can hop off and do the fishing. I am going to put Mr. Diabetes back. Though, you know what? I'm going to take Sunfeather. Good birdie. Earthworms, that's... So, certain fish like certain baits, obviously, like other fish. The ones in this region are called plantifins, and they prefer earthworms. Additionally, if you find little piggies, if you find like inland freshwater pools, you can fish for what are called pondies, and I think they also like, storage crate. Yeah, storage crates are invaluable because you can just go up to barrels and just do that, and it will just instantaneously put all of the stuff in it. It's so handy. It makes getting supplies so much easier because you can only hold a certain amount of stuff. Oh, and sometimes you'll find messages in bottles that it will give you quests. This is saying, Merchant Alliance, you're hereby requested to collect 8 crates in the name of 5 Paces Frank from Mermaid's Hideaway on the North Beach. You can choose to do this, or you can choose to not do this. It does not matter to, messages in bottles are just random quests. You don't have to do them. Yeah. So, in this type of quest, you go over and talk to an NPC over there, and on the crates that they'll give you, it will show where to deliver them to. Sometimes it'll be close, sometimes it'll be across the map. That's why merchant quests are kind of annoying. But, we're not doing that tonight. We're just again, going through... Oh, Oh, and we have company. So these are the skellies. Ow. Well, my lunge didn't work. Yeah. And I took damage. So they will pop up randomly at a lot of beaches. Again, they're not too terribly difficult to defeat, but they can be annoying. Especially if you get some that carry powder kegs, which is what I was about to show you. Because they will pop out of the ground and then just start sprinting at you. And then they will, getting close enough to you, they will light the keg, and if you don't get away from them quick enough, it will explode with you right there. So I am going to go and put my storage crate up. Usually I put this thing like right here. I'll show you how I unload it here in a minute, but going back to the powder keg. So powder kegs are fun because you can pick them up, you can sell them, or what most people like to do is they will hoard them, like usually in their crow's nest or something like that, so they don't get hit very often. And they can blow them up on enemy ships. Now, that said, you can manually start them, which is what that sound is for, and it's usually like a few second timer before it blows up. Or you can drop it somewhere and just shoot it. I am not going to put it on my ship because I feel like they're more of a liability than anything. So I'm just going to put it there. And I'm going to do the sensible thing and blow it up. As you can tell, big boom. It will do massive damage to a ship, especially if you get like a big barrel. Like, big barrels are rare, but they do occur. Especially if you go to like forts and stuff. Yeah, the smaller ones are usually everywhere. You'll find them all over the place. But, yeah. Oh. That's a firebomb. But, yeah. If you do incur damage, like I did, just grab a piece of food, and it'll heal you, and then your health bar will go away once it's full. Again, little piggies and chickens and snakes run around everywhere. You can sometimes find cooking stations out on islands. That's always fun. Yeah. This is basically how to play Sea of Thieves. You run around, go from island to island. You can pick up quests from vendors. You can try to find buried treasure, or conversely, you can bury treasure. Like, say you're trying to hide from somebody and you want to put treasure on an island and come back for it later. I would not recommend leaving it for long because the islands do reset, like, each in-game day. And your treasure can just up and vanish. So you want to come back for it. Oh. Now, don't worry about my pet. Pets cannot be killed. Alright, boys. Come get it. There we go. He got me. So I'm dead. I'm floating above my body. Either I can just wait and a crewmate can revive me, or I could just offer my soul to the ferryman, whereas I get taken to the ghostly afterlife ship piloted by the spooky ferryman, the ferry of the damned. So I'm dead. The crazy thing about Sea of Thieves is... I can't take this... I'm gonna have to die again, because if you die by certain means, you can take a different colored flame, and it will be on your lantern, and you can put different colors on your ship. That's the ferryman, by the way. So, bud. Creepy. But yeah, the door will eventually open, and you just go through the portal, and it will spawn you back onto your ship. If your ship has sunk, then it will spawn you to where your ship respawns, which is usually going to be at a different island. Yeah, that was how you die on the game. And how you come back. You can lunge off the side of the boat, by the way. That's always fun. Yeah. Pretty sure that blast killed both the skellies. So we're just going to have to wait till they respawn. But, yeah, if you get killed by skeletons, it gives you a green light. If you get killed by fire, you can get a red light. If you are killed by shark, it's a blue light. White, like pure white light, is going to be from lightning damage. And then pink is the only other color to my knowledge, and that is if you get killed by other players. No, I'm wrong. There is one other light. Snake bite, like poisons from snakes. All the snakes are poisonous. If they bite you, you will slowly take incremental damage, and it will eventually kill you if you get bit twice and don't heal. It usually takes 2 bites to kill you. Yeah, it's a slow incremental damage. You can usually survive by just eating food. But the screen will get all distorted and stuff. And oh yeah. Certain islands have these lanterns you can light and stuff, or beacons rather. But yeah. So that's how you get... Oh, you can get a party boat by putting a different color on each lantern on your ship. That's always fun little achievement to get. I am going to fish, though. And I'm going to do it off the edge of my ship, because if there are skellies spawning, then I don't want to be caught on the island trying to fish and then have one of them just randomly roll up on me. Which does happen a lot. So, anyway. I think the fishing's the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to stop streaming here, because I've been up for a while. It's 11:30 here, so I'm getting kind of tired, but I hope that the stream was a bit informative, and for anybody who's not played this game, has been sitting on the fence wanting to play it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a bit of a grind to get a lot of stuff. They have seasonal passes to get cosmetics and other stuff like currency. You don't have to buy it, but it's usually like $8. So see, when the fish pops up, it usually will have a name on it. So if you've caught like as many of that fish as you need, you don't need any more, you can just tug the rod up real quick, and it will. That fish will go away, and you'll get another one if you recast. Now, the way you do this is, it's kind of a tug-of-war battle. The fish will struggle for a while, and it will go one of like 3 different ways. Once it's doing this, you don't want to keep reeling in. You want it to wait till it's tired out, and then you can reel again. Yeah, you want to pull the thumbstick in the opposite direction from which the fish is swimming, because you'll start to feel the controller vibrate if you don't, and it will eventually break your line and you will lose the fish. But yeah, you just keep doing this back and forth routine. I gotta get rid of some food so I can pick this thing up. But where'd it go? Yeah. And it's fish. Like I said, there are certain fish like this one that only show up at night and they glow. And there should be like one type per different type of fish. But they'll stop glowing obviously when you cook them. Like, again, you cook them, trade them into the hunter's call, and you get money. Yeah, that was fishing. Fishing's a lot of fun. Again, so many things to do in this game. You can blink and spend hours on this game. Like, I lose track of whole days sometimes just playing this game because it really does. Time just flies by. You don't realize how long it takes to sail from point A to point B, and frankly, you don't even care. Like, you're enjoying it so much, you just do not care. So, or at least that's my experience, but again, super fun game. It's $40 on the store, or, you know, again, I'm pretty sure it's still part of Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you can pick it up. And I highly recommend it. But yeah, that has been Sea of Thieves. Oh, I was going to show you the one last thing here. Because I did not fire the cannons, and it would be a waste not to show you how to fire the cannons. Oh, that's cool. I hadn't seen the glowy effect because it's usually just white smoke, but this is something that you can get from, I guess, doing the or participating in the community weekend this weekend. So, if you have a chance to do that, I would definitely do that. There we go. No, that's not it either. There we go. You know what? We're gonna do this one first. Yeah, you can light off fireworks. It's always best to shoot them off at night too, because they obviously, because they're fireworks, they look better in the nighttime. Blooming flowers is really pretty. Again, shooting fireworks off will also attract the attention of other players sometimes, but it's still a lot of fun. Alright. Alrighty. Well, that was my stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give me a like and follow if you feel so inclined. Once I get a better computer that I can start streaming to, I should, in theory, start streaming more regularly again. Because I would love to get affiliate. And who knows, maybe even partner if I, stream long enough. But that would be a nice goal to have. So, but I appreciate everybody who watches the video and sails along with me tonight. And thank you for joining us here on TheGravemann Gaming, and happy haunting.